Saquon Barkley, once the face of the New York Giants and a generational talent, from winning Rookie of the Year in 2018 to delivering clutch playoff performances, he was everything a team could want in a franchise player. But when the Giants let him walk in free agency to their divisional rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, it became one of the biggest mistakes in franchise history. When the Giants selected Saquon Barkley second overall in the 2018 NFL Draft, they believed they were getting a transformative player. And they were right. Barkley's rookie season was one for the history books. He was an unstoppable force, earning Offensive Rookie of the Year honors and becoming just the third rookie in NFL history to surpass over 2,000 total yards. But even then, in that breakout year, cracks in the Giants' foundation were already showing. After his incredible rookie season, Barkley's career was hindered by poor offensive line play, a carousel of head coaches, and the heavy workload placed on his shoulders. Defenses would routinely stack the box against the Giants. Although it would limit Barkley, he was still the superstar of the franchise and found ways to maximize his own skill set and ability to help the Giants win games, albeit it not being many. The Giants did invest in their offensive line by making Nate Solder one of the highest paid offensive tackles in the league, and also acquiring guard Kevin Zeitler in the Odell Beckham Jr. trade. They also drafted Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas at top 10 draft positions in those respective drafts. And the low point came in 2020 when Saquon suffered a torn ACL. But Barkley would bounce back, reminding everyone why he's one of the best. He could have won Comeback Player of the Year, but unfortunately he lost out on that to Geno Smith, who had a very productive season after missing or not starting for many years for the Seattle Seahawks. So Geno ended up winning the Comeback Player of the Year award over Saquon. In 2022, Barkley carried the Giants to a 9-7-1 record and a wild card playoff win over the Vikings. In that game, he rushed for 53 yards and 2 touchdowns, while adding another 56 yards through the air, proving he could shine when it mattered most. During his resurgence, the Giants made a fateful decision in the 2024 offseason. Instead of re-signing Barkley, they opted to pay quarterback Daniel Jones a 4-year, $160 million contract. Jones had shown flashes in 2022. But if it wasn't for Saquon, he wouldn't have been able to really do much. Like, the offense went through Saquon. Jones was easily stoppable, and he couldn't really do much whenever Saquon wasn't involved. And the stats and the data had shown this. It also had shown that he couldn't consistently perform at a high enough level. Barkley, meanwhile, hit free agency and signed a 3-year, $37 million deal with the Eagles, a relatively affordable contract for a player of his caliber. Giants fans were left stunned, questioning how the team could prioritize Jones over their star running back. We also watched this completely transpire on the HBO Hard Knocks offseason with the Giants, where John Mara was literally like, I don't know how I'm going to sleep at night if he goes to the team that I think he's going to go to. And the Giants still made the decision to let him walk. And all of the people involved with that decision still have a job today. Fast forward to this current season, and Saquon Barkley is having the best season of his career with the Giants' sworn enemy, the Philadelphia Eagles. Barkley has carried the Eagles' offense, setting records and leading the league in rushing yards. His electrifying performances have him as a frontrunner for the Offensive Player of the Year award and in MVP conversations. Honestly, if it doesn't go to a quarterback, it will probably go to him. And to add insult to injury, he has the Eagles in Super Bowl contention. Meanwhile, the Giants' decision to invest in Daniel Jones has backfired spectacularly. Jones struggled with turnovers and inconsistency. In 2024, he was benched for poor performance and ultimately released. Now the Giants' offense is in shambles, and the team sits at the bottom of the NFC East. Looking at a third overall draft pick coming up in this upcoming draft, where they might have to take a quarterback in Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, both really aren't rated too highly in a weak quarterback draft. Letting Saquon walk has become a nightmare scenario for the Giants. They not only lost their best player, but they also handed him to a division rival. Now Barkley is thriving, while the Giants are stuck in rebuilding mode, haunted by what could have been. Saquon Barkley's departure has become a painful reminder of how one wrong decision can shape a franchise's future. The Giants bet on the wrong player, and now they're paying the price. Meanwhile, Barkley has shown that with the right team and support, he's one of the greatest talents of this generation. The Giants failed Saquon Barkley, but Barkley didn't fail himself, and now he's writing a new chapter in Philadelphia, one filled with accolades, playoff wins, and potentially a Super Bowl. I was honestly debating even making this video as the season was progressing and the Giants were losing week in and week out. We saw Jones get benched. We saw Tim Boyle. We saw Tommy DeVito. We saw Drew Lock. We saw terrible offensive play this entire season. And on the flip side of this, Saquon was setting records, having crazy viral highlight reel plays on a weekly basis where you tune into the game. He's going off easily for over 100 yards, spinning around people, doing 360 hurdles, 180 hurdles over guys that are standing. It was literally insane to watch. I was going to do this a while ago, and I didn't because I was just so upset about this Giants season. I revisited this topic today just after watching Saquon in the NFC Championship and a potential Super Bowl coming up. This is the last time I'm going to talk about Saquon Barkley and the Giants in the same sentence because we have to move on from this, and I want to move on as a fan. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe and let me know in the comments, what do you think where the Giants should go from here? Obviously, really letting Saquon walk was a tremendous failure, but the Giants have a potential ability to start righting the ship in this upcoming draft. Or are we just stuck in an endless black hole of misery?